come from, it has several meanings.
That's it.
Yeah, you could be referring to somebody. So they say Simba, somebody might start might start a campaign.
I like to think of the regional Simba.
Now, I am of a different view. We have an administration in place. We are barely 1 year after installing an administration, and what I call this shakeup, it was foreseen, because when they were signing the performance contracts at State House, the president said, if I have more information, because the president is very supportive, but he asked them, if I have more information about your ministry than you know that there's a problem. And you know, when you say a problem, it doesn't mean that it is a problem that is caused by themselves or by the people. You know, a problem can be lack of adequate knowledge about what they want to do and what they want to achieve. What I refer to this shakeup as, with respect to the president and the deputy president, is that this is management. You have to manage your team. Just like football, just like any other team, when you feel like the midfielder is not playing well, sometimes you can do a substitute. But this one was not a substitution. This was a management game, because for you to deliver, then you must have knowledge about the ministries that you're running. You must know all the departments. You must know what is happening in each and every department. Yes. And if you are incapable of doing that, demotion would be putting you on the bench. That is firing, okay? But these people were managed. Some of them, their jobs were trimmed to allow them to manage that responsibility. But for Musalia Mudavadi, I want to be very categorical about that, because in this administration, there are two people who have held the highest positions in the offices in this country. The former deputy president, who happens to be the president of the Republic of Kenya, His Excellency William Samoei Ruto.
That's it.
We have Musalia Mudavadi. You can clearly look at history, and you can remember that Musalia Mudavadi was once a vice president, correct?
Yes.
So the responsibility that he was given was vague before. It was prime cabinet secretary. What is prime cabinet secretary? Because in the previous regime, what would refer as the prime cabinet secretary was Matiang'i. And Matiang'i was a performer. However, what is it about the prime cabinet secretary position? In that position, there was another position that was created for the spouse of the prime cabinet secretary. Yes. The office of the spouse of the prime cabinet secretary, okay? This makes it a very big office. This man is an experienced person, having been a vice president in the past. If you look at the way he's carried himself since this administration came into place, yes, he is somebody who has shown a presidential code. He's somebody who has been sent by the president outside several times compared to the rest of the team to represent him. Therefore, I felt like the job that he had was not enough for him, so he had to be added responsibility. Notwithstanding, Musalia Mudavadi, despite the narrative that he didn't bring sufficient votes to the Kenya Kwanza regime, okay? Yes. Notwithstanding, the level of his experience and expertise is valuable. And he's a valued member of that team. I cannot relate so much with Alfred Mutua, because I think as well they have to do some balance.
Does it?
Ministry, the Ministry of Tourism and Wildlife, it's a great ministry. It is the backbone of the society. It's the backbone of the revenue for this country.
Does it look at it like that?
People don't imagine, because how many tourists? Because these two
yes,
ministries are intertwined.
Yes.
Foreign affairs and tourism.
Yes.
When you are going to set the links outside there, what are you trying to? You are trying to pull investors. When you are pulling investors, these investors can be in form of tourists when they come to the country. Remember, the revenue raised through tourism, yes, is currently picking after the COVID pandemic.
That if you are in the Foreign Affairs Ministry, every time the president walks out, every time we have important visitors in this country, correct, every time the president is negotiating for deals, yes, that you are the right man, hard man for the president. You're not going to be anymore.
But the question is, yes, being there and the president is there and being given a responsibility that is semi-autonomous, what would be better? So it is management. He's managed the team. However, I would...
in respect to that particular function, yes, now given